championship? Sorry. It's all right.
Again, welcome to the press conference room. We have 2012 NTT IndyCar Series champion and 2014 Indianapolis 500 champion Ryan Hunter-Reay. Ryan, a year ago we went into the last race of the season, a lot of focus on the championship, and I don't know if you stole the thunder, but it was nice for you to get back to victory lane. Talk about just your excitement to kind of come back and the importance of trying to end the season with a victory.
Yeah, absolutely. We're shooting for a victory. Like you mentioned last year, going from pole to winning was a big deal for us, and it was a great way to end the season. Obviously, I'd love to do it here again. I've got a lot of great memories here at this track. It's been a while, that's for sure. On one hand, I think, we worked all those years getting the car dialed in at Sonoma to where we've had podiums there and finally winning. And then we're not going back, but the addition of Laguna Seca is a big deal for us. So been wanting this track back on the schedule for a long time, just like we had been for Road America. So I think Laguna Seca and the NTT IndyCar Series go hand in hand, so it's good to be back.
You raced here at least twice. Is that the only two times, 03 and 04 in kart?
Yeah, I raced in Atlantic here in 02, and I won that race from pole from Atlantic, and then raced in kart 03 and 04. And then in my years where I was adrift at sea trying to find a ride, I also raced in Grand Am here in a Porsche.
You've been particularly strong you had some good road course races this season. Ohio, Coda comes to mind, Portland at the end of last year. Of course, you were second there and won Sonoma. So your permanent road course program has been pretty strong. You must feel pretty good about it this weekend.
Yeah, I think here nobody really knows what to expect. We did test here in February with most of the field, and it was kind of a day where it was raining on and off, and there were some wet spots, and it was just kind of a messy test, so we really don't know. I think everybody's starting with a clean sheet of paper here, and we really don't know what to expect. I think we're going to see tire degradation similar to Sonoma, where you're going to have kind of a qualifying setup that's going to be drastically different from a race setup, just because of how much the tires are going to degrade on this surface. This place has seen many years, this surface, and it's definitely weathered compared to the last time I've been here, just meaning it eats the tires quicker.
Okay. Open to questions. Let's start back over with David Malsher on your right.
We saw you and Alex swapping cars out there. Was there a particular reason for that, or is it just quicker to do that and change your setup on your own car?
Yeah, we've done that in the past, especially in testing. With the open test, the day, an extra day like this, it gave us the opportunity to come here with drastically different setups, but would take you maybe 2.5 hours to change the setups that different. So we had an opportunity where Alex and I like similar things in the car, similar setups, similar driving styles, and we're both the same height kind of build, and so we can jump in each other's cars with very little modifications, and we did it at the same time of day, so it gives us a clear read as to the two setups and what we can then go forward with the rest of the weekend. And maybe some things from one car apply to qualifying and others to the race. So it was a definitely beneficial exercise for us.
Jenna, over here on the right.
Hey Ryan, what would your goal be beyond winning this week? Is there something you can do to help Alex's situation? Will you try to do that, or are you focused on getting a win?
Yeah, I think the best thing we can do to help Alex in the 2017 is to focus on winning, put ourselves in that position like we were last year, where we're up front, taking points away from the Penske cars and Scott, and really just putting ourselves in that mix. And then if there's an opportunity that presents itself where we can take points away from those guys when Alex is in front of us, that's great. But we just have to focus on winning, and that's really what it boils down to. Obviously, team orders are not allowed, so it's not like it's going to be, hey, block this guy and move over for him then. It's not like that. It's more just we need to put ourselves in a position to be good teammates and be up front taking away points from the guys that he's fighting against.
Wolfgang on your left.
us a minute ago you were racing here in cars. How was the IndyCar? How much different is it from car to IndyCar to racetrack, especially the cost?
Well, it was 15 years ago, so it's not the freshest memory, but I was driving a Lola Ford Cosworth back then, and it's quite a bit different. I remember a lot more grip back then, for whatever reason, but you know, it's like I said, it's been a long time, and I think that, you know, obviously tracks age over time, and they become less grip and more tire degradation, and I think that's what we're seeing right now. So they're two completely different formulas, though, two completely different specs of race car, and yeah, definitely feels that way. It's a handful out there right now. It's difficult. It feels more difficult right now than it was back in '04 with more grip.
We'll have Bruce and then Nate Ryan.
There's so many moving parts in a race. You've got 4 championship contenders. There's a lot on the line for guys like yourself and other drivers who are either racing for an upgrade next year or just to keep riding. So with all that at stake, how difficult is it to manage? You know, you don't want to like get in the way of a championship contender, but you have your own race.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to focus on your job, right, and winning for your team and winning as a team for your partners. And but yeah, you cannot trip those guys up. We've had that in the past, and it's just not something that you can do. You can't get in their way. I'm not saying you can get in your way. You don't want to be involved in anything that will have an impact on that championship with the last race being double points.
And how tense were you going back to 2012? Because that was such an up and down race because Will crashed, then he came out, then he was climbing back into the point where he could end up winning the championship just through attrition. And you were out there, you won it in a real fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just such a crazy year. You know, we went to Baltimore, we were right in the mix of it, then we went to Sonoma, and on the last restart, we were running third, and Tag got into the back of us, turned me around, put me in the back, and then, so that put us, you know, kind of behind the 8 ball going into Fontana. But yeah, Will and I were fighting for like 14th spot. I'm not really sure why we were both back there, but we both qualified towards the rear of the field. And we were fighting hard for 14th spot, and he crashed. I mean, it came a foot or two from taking me out completely with him. And what I couldn't believe somehow that team got him back out. And it made it so that we had to end up finishing 3 spots further up than we would have if they had just stayed in the garage. So it goes to show, you know, persistence in those and resiliency in those circumstances really pays off for a championship contending team. So yeah, we had to finish. I think we had to finish 5th to win the championship, and we finished 4th. So it was very close, too close.
Ryan, you mentioned the tire deg is significantly increased from the last time. Do you think that might have an impact on people say it's very difficult to pass here? Will that help maybe with the passing opportunities? And also dovetailing off of that, like qualifying, everybody's saying it's going to be so important. Do you expect it to be a track position race regardless if it's a little better with passing?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm guessing that the tire degradation is going to make more racing than there would be. Absolutely. I think there will be guys that are struggling more so on older tires than others, and you're going to have comers and goers that way. I do think it's a track position race because, let's face it, there's not a whole lot of long straightaways leading up to slow corners where you're going to have big passing opportunities, but I do think it's going to get very interesting with tire day because it's tough to put the power down right now on older tires. So I think that's definitely going to spice up. Qualifying is going to be important just so you can stay up there, but I think we'll see some guys that are just going to, you know, go either forward or backward based on that tire degradation. Yeah, compared to others.
With the universal car, it seems to be very successful in terms of competition. There's a lot of passing going on, and like Mid-Ohio used to be a follow the leader track, and in the last 2 years we've seen phenomenal races there. And I would think that it would be similar. What's your feeling when you have this practice session? Do you think that drivers are going to be able to get side by side and try and pass each other here?
I think it's going to, like I just mentioned to Nate, it's going to come down to when the rear tires start to fall off and who's using them more. You know, I think the drivers are going to have to save the rears with their feet, with their foot, with their right foot as well. And then who has the more conservative setup and is looking at, you know, potentially saving those rears with a car that's maybe not ultimately the fastest. But I don't know. I've only only been out there one session so far, and I can tell you the tire day will definitely be an issue, and I think it will create some more racing.
All right, well,
All right,
we'll
thank you
have the
guys.
fastest two drivers at the end of the day. Perhaps we'll see you again today.
Sounds good. Have a good day.